Our licking dog over there. It sounds like he eating some stuff. I mean,
He is eating some stuff.
what's up, YouTube, Facebook family? We hope all of you. I'm looking down here at the camera.
Instagram, whomever may be listening or watching, Spotify. Hello.
If you're watching us
Hi.
on YouTube, by all means, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss any other episodes of our podcast. We are Mr. and
Mrs.
Take Over the World. And today we're going to be talking about a lovely topic. A topic that's probably what is like a how can you how can you size up this topic? It's epic,
All of them epic.
all on epic.
Yeah. Because they're the conversation people really don't want to have, at the end of the
Right,
day.
right, right, right. A conversation that people do not want to have. Let's do it. Go ahead and get this intro going on so we can hop into this lovely.
Once there was a world.
More topic. I mean, toxic, not toxic, complicated. I guess toxic would be a complicated thing, right? No,
Making things complicated is toxic.
can be toxic. Not my cousin.
Yep, it is.
No. So we did a poll on Facebook. Who do you think is toxic, woman or man? Also did on TikTok. We did have one person say something. And they said woman. So I'm gonna add that vote to this. So we got a 7-5 vote. Men won out on being complicated. 7 votes to 5 on women.
Oh, don't show them. They got people's names on
Oh, my bad. It's
Let me
allowed
see.
to be disappear.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
no problem. Let's see.
Mostly women saying something.
See, one man, two men,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else is women. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
She said both.
So 11 women.
Out of 2 men voted.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of men like to talk about the complicated part of outside of saying that a woman is complicated.
So I don't know. That's weird because men were deemed the more complicated when normally against according to standards of just doing random on Google, like women are more complicated. So it's interesting that that dynamic has said, oh, men are the more complicated of the two.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like the statement men are from Mars and women are from Venus either. We're from Earth and this shit ghetto. Excuse my language, but just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I would say because I was a part of a panel not too long ago, the listening party where it was 10 men being asked questions by women, and that was one of the questions, and I wanted to dive deeper into it. Are women complicated? And out of those 10, I was the one that said no. And the reason why
most people say it's because you was scared because your
yeah,
wife was on
that's the thing. Oh, nah,
there.
you didn't want to make your wife feel bad. You were
Yeah.
scared. Nah, nah. And I explained to her, I do feel that men are more complicated because, believe it or not, it ain't every man, but a lot of men are indecisive. They know what they want.
Or so they think.
Men know what they want, but they'll still rather go out
I'm just
and
being
waste time.
just being contradictory.
No. But I'm just saying they know what they want, but we tend to go out and still just waste time, And so we can easily sit and say a woman is emotional, she has feelings and all this, but we really can't explain what's going on with us. We can't be emotional. Um, what else I was gonna say? It's golf.
You
We having
you
fun.
gave it to him for him to be quiet,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I lost my train of thought now. We're always trying to compete, not only with ourselves, but with women when we don't have to. That's part of the complication that I feel a lot of men bring to the table. That, oh, we get threatened if someone seems to be more superior because in our head, the world tells us, the Bible has told us, which I think is a misconception of reading scripture, that we should rule everything while women basically just be home barefooted and pregnant, like that audio that was playing. Um, but how you say we was gonna pull these?
just reach
Oh,
in
just
there and
gonna
pull
pull one.
one.
All right.
Let's talk about it.
So I had asked AI to give me 10 things on both spectrums from
Man's perspective and a
man's
woman's
perspective and
perspective.
a woman's perspective about who's more toxic, right?
Or
Uh,
complicated.
complicated. I keep saying toxic.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about that too now.
All right. So the first one is the reason why women think men are complicated. Decision making processes. Men may have a more logical or analytical approach to decision making, which can be seen as complex by women who may consider emotions or intuition.
Okay, let's break that sentence down. What we got? Decision making process. Men think more logical and analytical when it comes to decision making. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't think.
I would say this is. I don't know, because there are some women that think more logical than men, depending on the situation. Of
What
course.
would you consider logical, though?
Exactly. That's my thing, which can be seen as complex by women who may consider emotions and intuition. So that, but then there are men such as yourself who consider emotions and intuition before you logically think something out. Sometimes.
That's how I figure out logic. Some men just think I'm right
Oh, so
because,
you do use your emotions and intuition for logic?
yeah,
Oh, hmm. Most men think women are too emotional.
that's what I'm saying.
So, are we debunking? Women feel that men are more. This is so. This is from a woman perspective.
Yes.
When men have a more logical and analytical approach to decision making. I mean, I guess. I
You just think they right. We don't think about them all.
is that right?
I'm logically thinking that. Yeah.
That so somebody said that's because they're simple.
Again, men,
But
men
I'm simple too. Like I'm pretty
men are not.
straightforward with it. Like I know what I want and don't want. I knew going into this relationship I ain't want no kids, and that was that. Period.
But men aren't simple. What make you think men are simple?
It's your sis asking that.
Hmm?
Sis is asking that.
She's asking it.
Yeah, that's because it's simple.
Ah. So,
What
my
makes them simple?
lovely sister, what make men simple?
Oh, she's so pretty.
And Ms. Whitney says the strict, hard line categories of logic and emotions are misleading.
Yeah.
A lot of it is misleading. A lot of it is. It's sad how it's misleading. And men aren't simple. Look how that. All right. So, and the reason why I think a lot of men are complicated, because we go around and we sit and we have relations with 5 women, knowing that there ain't enough time in the day to sit up here and entertain, but we choose to do so because we think that's what our nature is. We've been told so much that our nature is to go out and plant our seeds and go on about our business. And then once we get old enough and get tired, then we should sit and say, all right, now it's time for me to settle down. I don't went out there and ran the streets and I had ran my winky winky through everybody that I want to ram my winky winky through, and all right, I'm good.
Is that logical though?
It's not logical.
So that statement just said men are more logical with their decision making.
Men are not logical. All she's telling you, men are not.
I'm just disagreeing with
I
the
don't think you
statement.
can be logical if you're not.
Oh,
If
she
you,
said based on your brother.
ah, no, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Miss Ms. Whitney says the assertion that men are logical doesn't mean that women can't be, but her logic is accused of being emotional and irrational. So men don't think emotionally. Again, is what I say is right and concrete. You shouldn't be thinking about it. I said what I said, and that's what it is. And I ain't put no emotions in it. I ain't thinking about it. A lot of that for me just trying to be simple and what I think is speeding out logic for me failed.
So it's safe to say that men make emotionless decisions.
Yes.
Because she says for real though, I don't think most men make emotional decisions. Most men are attached with men and emotions are not attached.
Yeah.
Man and logic, man and decision, man and control. Maybe I shouldn't use that word. That's a little strong. But but being logical, most people say, "Oh, I'm in control. I'm in control of making the right decision in this situation." So,
it's emotionalist.
oh yeah, we ain't supposed to have any emotions in it. So I pulled multitasking abilities. Most men feel that women are often skilled at juggling multiple tasks and responsibilities simultaneously, which can appear complex to men who prefer a more focused approach. I'm going to tell you right now, if this is from a man's perspective, I am going to honestly say that I hate multitasking. I hate doing more than one thing at one time. I am a woman. I can do more than one thing at one time, and that leads to room for mistakes. I don't like doing it if I don't have to.
And I can see that.
It should not be my responsibility to do 5 million things at one time. I will never get all of that done, and it's stressful.
I think that's another societal throw at both sex. Period. It just to to the world in general that multitasking because the rich need to get richer. You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to get rich, I need you to do more than what you're doing.
Right.
But again, like in past times, it were more men in a higher seat.
True.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
the roles have switched with women. So the woman is being the boss, in charge of the kids at home, watching this. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to be at home doing, make sure I stop at a certain time to pick up the kids, doing the laundry, washing clothes, doing homework,
Right.
Answering the phone, calling to make doctor's appointments. Who wants to do all that by themselves? Just because I'm a woman and I have to do it.
You don't want to.
No,
do it
I
by yourself.
don't want
Nobody
to do
wants
that
to
by
do it
myself.
itself,
If
but
you can pick up the phone and help with some things, do so.
yeah. So that's where the gender role situation comes in, as in all. Let's separate what is.
But I'm gonna also speak from the perspective too that you, as a man, you multitask, but you don't complete things either.
Yeah. I don't like multitasking.
But you don't like multitasking because you feel like, oh, I did not get anything done. I feel the same way. So when it comes to multitasking, for a man to feel like, oh, a woman should be okay to multitask, just because I can do it, don't mean I want to.
Right.
You know.
All right. So we got another man's perspective. Emotional depth. Women are often more in touch with their emotions and may express a wider range of feeling than men, which can be challenging for men to comprehend.
Why is it challenging for you to comprehend when I'm telling you exactly how I feel?
But again, guess what? So you say that to a man sitting up here saying, I just need you to be quiet and you need to understand that. Ain't it the same thing? What you just said.
So if you're saying to me, if you say to me as a man, you just need me to be quiet and I should understand that.
Yeah. So just
Okay.
like a woman sitting up
So
here
in
telling,
that instance, I come to you. I've told you how I feel. You tell me, okay, well, just be quiet and understand. Okay. And I be quiet and just understand and just sit there and be quiet.
mm-hmm,
Then the man gonna be looking at me. Oh, so you ain't gonna do what you're supposed to do?
right. So, but then also what you just stated. So repeat what you just said. Okay.
Probably.
Well,
I am very simple, so I forget things. I don't remember nothing. But I was pretty much saying that I am pretty straightforward with how I feel. I should be okay. It should be okay for me to say how I feel
yeah,
directly
but that's
and
what.
be, you
So
know,
so that's why I was saying a man feels that everything he says should be appropriate and you should understand. But what you just stated, we don't hear that. We don't see that to be true. Hence, again, complicated. Like
that is not complicated. It's
we
simple.
are complicated because we can't understand y'all because
Oh,
we don't. That's what
oh,
I've been
I
trying to get.
see.
We don't sit and take the time to try. We just
Yeah.
automatically feel in our head what I'm thinking and how I feel, which is emotionalist,
Hmm.
is the right thing. You going by it the wrong way. You just need to be quiet.
Okay. So all right, all right. So I agree what you're saying now. So I'll say exactly. Multitasking makes me frustrated, confused,
Hmm.
and quite frankly angry. I just don't want to do it.
Right.
And most men be like, "Oh, well, you supposed to do it
Right.
anyway.
Yes.
Shut up and do it."
Yes.
And so now you've disregarded my feelings,
Right.
and that has made it complicated. When I
Yes.
plainly have put it out there that this simply does not make me happy, and I need help.
Hmm.
So you just airplaned it as a man,
I
have
am making
airplaned
you.
it.
I'm making you complicated because you're not doing what I think is right.
You feel like I should do it and not say anything.
That's what a man feels. Not me.
Yeah, y'all are complicated.
Well, again, so it goes back to our rule at a man ideal. Well, most men, especially in a Christian ideology world, is
Thank you, my brown eyes.
looking at a man rules over a woman.
Yeah.
But
I
they
mean,
take that verse in the Bible so wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's and
not even the Bible, just the logic of it as a whole in any relationship. It again, it shouldn't be that complicated. If I come and say, "Well, baby, this is not making me happy. This is not working. We need to come up with a solution."
right.
Oh, well, I can't help you. You just gonna have to do it. That's not an answer. And that in turn makes the situation that we're dealing with currently more complicated.
Okay.
So it's my turn to pull another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, let's see. From a man's perspective on self-respect, reflection, women are more inclined to introspection and self-analysis, leading to greater self-awareness, which can be perceived as complexity by men who may be more focused on external factors. So, mm, I can definitely agree with this one
Here it is.
because as women, I guess we do take more time than most other people do to say, "Hey, look, this ain't making me happy. This ain't making me feel good. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I need to break some of this down." And so we're able to be more self aware. I guess that's why when we are depressed, nobody believes we're depressed because they don't feel like we should take the time to stop, breathe, and look inside and say, "Okay, I need to calm down, slow down." And when we calm down, slow down, the men see that as she ain't doing what she's supposed to do
Mm.
on the outside.
You want to know what I say a man does when he do stuff like that? He actually makes y'all stronger than what they believe y'all are because they put so much on y'all in general. Like
I like how
when
you third person and they like you not a man. I'm just fine.
I'm
I'm
a
just joking
unicorn.
with you.
I'm a unicorn, man. Where my where my horn at?
Pew, pew, pew.
Cause again, so my ick with men when it comes to I'm stronger. I get the idea of my body, the way that I'm built, my muscles, which Granted, I just saw 2 TikToks of this little girl wrestling, and all the boys that she went up against, she killed them. That's a whole nother story. But my thing is just because our physique seems to be stronger than hers, that does not make us stronger. Because what if it's the actions that we do? You know, what are we doing with our body? Prime example. All of those men, there was a whole bunch of men went somewhere to prove that black men are together and whatnot, had on these nice suits and stuff. It's a little thing going around TikTok, right? A whole line of them got on a little pastel colors, look like Easter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the person that was commentating, trying to figure out, what are they doing? And she knew somebody in the crowd, and she was gonna ask them, but I ain't seen the video yet. But she made a valid point. Now, were they just all trying to do pictures and show, okay, we here, or did they really do something? Like make change, like go out, pick up paper, clean off some walls.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
were they just to show that, oh, okay,
But
yeah,
we can
we
get
on
together.
vacation and we
Yeah,
can gather
that
together.
kind of remind me of the passport, bro.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's complicated. Passport bros. That's a complication in there. Hey, we on video. Uh-uh. What? Lay down. Thank you. Even though you ain't lay down, you sat down.
When he listened and got quiet, that's the.
All right, from a woman's perspective. Let me read some of these comments over here, sir. All
I
right.
was trying to log into Facebook.
We got Ms. Whitney says when men are emotional, it's usually over what a perceived um slight, such as anything his lady does regarding another man. Gotta help me out with that, Miss Dr. Whitney. Mr. Derrick says when her feelings are more important than the outcome. The outcome is more important than feelings. I ain't get that, Derek. Men.
The outcome of the decision is more important than the feelings
Oh,
involved.
okay. Got you.
Y'all know I have to help my baby out.
Leave me alone.
Oh, I love you.
Men's physical strength is transposed as intellectual strength when the two are not equal. Dr. Whitney, I feel like you hit a nail on the coffin with that. Again, we as men, I'm a unicorn man, not a rainbow man, a unicorn man. I'm one of those. I can't say the dodo bird because he did. Uh, uh, a rare breed of a man.
That's a good one.
Yes, I am a rare breed of a man.
You have become rare.
I can say that. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I like my steak kind of medium rare.
You want me bleeding?
Gotta let you sizzle a little longer.
You want me bleeding?
You close, but you ain't quite there yet. Still gotta have a little blood in the middle to make tenderize you a little better.
All right. Dr. Whitney says, in other words, when men are emotional, it's usually overthinking he was insulted, which he think is anything his lady does regarding another man. Derek also say, simply put, women want to feel good first, men want to feel good last. What you think about that?
It depends on the situation. I would say that. It depends on the situation.
Give me an example. What situation you think?
You know what? Stop being nasty.
I was not being nasty.
Yes, you are.
So, a woman's point of view, hiding vulnerability. Men may have a tendency to hide their vulnerabilities or emotions, making it challenging for women to fully understand their thoughts and feelings. That right there is like one of the nails that got a big old head. You can't miss it. Yeah.
Drop the bomb.
Because again, We make it complicated as men. Okay, I'm finna hide in my shell because I'm a simp. I'm weak. If I cry, and then I pass it down to my son. Now my son is irate, possibly uh disregarding women's feelings and stuff. Can't find a good get in a good relationship because he don't know how to navigate through his feelings. Because if I sit up here and start crying, example, I've talked to someone and um they were saying that, oh, I wanted to cry. No, 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 no. It was a woman, right? It was a woman. Not that I talked to her. I heard, I seen her on TikTok. She has MS too, and she was saying that she can't see her, let her kids see her cry
Mhm.
because she has to show that mom's strong. And I
Mhm.
do feel, and I was going to get to the point. I feel that that's starting to drizzle over to you guys too. That mannerism of that's showing weakness if I show emotions or if I start crying because for some weird reason there are a group of women that are starting to get traction of I can do it better than he do. So, man want to be hard, I can be hard. Man want to go out here and run the streets, I can run the streets. You know what I'm saying?
So I think you're referring to the rap game,
All of it. This is just again, it's just because. So,
but I don't know. I don't feel that way. If I can just do something better than you, I can just do something better than you,
that's how
regardless.
it should be. It shouldn't be that, oh, I got to prove you wrong because that's what men are spewing out that, oh, you can't do it because you're a woman.
Mhm.
So now I got to sit up here and prove him wrong. Prove yourself wrong. But that's the statement that's being thrown out. Oh, a man doing it, why we can't do it?
What we just watched?
Oh, that God dang
We
it!
just
Hey, we just
watched
watched
this show.
that was a movie
Movie.
on Netflix. It was called
Was it Netflix?
yes, it was Netflix.
Hold on, let me go back to it. I don't think we fully started it.
Oh, you might not showing our list anymore because we already watched. Oh, we ain't finished though. We just stopped it. It didn't go all the way to the end. We gotta continue watching. Continue watching.
Excuses.
Nope.
Excuses me.
Are you on the L squad?
Hmm.
Uh, crap.
Fair play.
If you ain't seen Fair Play on Netflix, go watch it. Cause oh my goodness.
It kind of embodies this entire conversation. I really would hate to spoil the movie, but it really got into relationship between a man and a woman being so complicated over a series of simple decisions being made
Yes.
that didn't have to be made,
It
that
made
would
it
have been
so
easily
complicated.
solved by them just communicating it out,
But she did
removing
though.
emotion
She
again.
started out, he
But
made it complicated.
it would have had to been both of them making it. And then there are things too that she could have understand and communicated better for him to understand.
How? How could she?
She could have just been straight up honest from the jump.
About what? Without telling the story? Because I was confused about it.
Well, she did withhold some information from him. She started something and got his hopes up. And he took that because this is my woman.
What she withheld?
She should have told him up front, oh, it's just a rumor. That didn't come out until the end almost.
It was that when she said she was like, "Hey, I heard them talking." So that's a rumor.
So, but that's perception. He made that made it more complicated. It probably would have been easier if she just had not said anything at all.
You gotta go to the bathroom now, don't you? You should
Okay,
have went to the bathroom when I took you.
you can hold it. Ain't been, but it ain't been
What
an
was
hour and a half.
It's been 30 minutes,
Yes,
and I
he's
took you
fine.
out.
He just he sees us talking and we ignore him and he wants some attention. Yeah.
But
When men cry, it's the expression of a hunter's instinct. Really? I didn't know that.
all right.
Oh, okay. Well,
So Dr. Evans says I disagree. There, women want to feel good, putting emotions first, but men find their good feelings in being what they think is logical. I can kind of agree with that. Uh, Miss JJ says, I always show my emotions and told I'm too emotional and masculine at the same time.
Hey.
Yeah, they say that about my wife all the time. Uh, and they say I'm too emotional. And then Derek says,
You
when
too
men cry,
emotional and
it's
feminine.
yeah, suppresses, and it's because they deem that feminine because I'm emotional,
Yeah.
and I don't see how. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like it when he's honest with
They
his emotion because it makes it easier for me to say, "Oh, I was rude. Let me apologize," or "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me better communicate." Um, Actually, we really have been bumping heads here lately
yeah,
because we both have had we have not been sitting down and
nope,
communicating like we normally do.
nope,
And so that has made the communication more complicated with us because we bump heads, we making decisions individually but not conglomeratively.
right,
And so it's like some of the stuff we want to do is clashing
yeah, right,
and some of the individual goals we have are not coming together. So that makes it hard for us to come together on the goals that we have decided to do together.
right.
So again, we want to keep the relationship as simple as possible. So we definitely have to stop, take time, and say, "Hey, look, regardless of whether I'm a man or a woman, masculine or feminine, or what's going on, we need to talk about this thing
Yeah, we can't make it
and come
complicated,
together."
bro. You in a tight?
No, he ain't no tight. He
You
just want attention.
think you gonna hold it down for a
Mm.
split second?
Hold it down for a
About,
split second.
about 5 minutes. I'm
About
just gonna
five
take him out.
minutes.
If he don't seem like he want to go, I'm dragging you back in. I'm gonna throw you in your room. How about that? Folks
Ooh.
gonna hear it in the background. Don't
Look
look
at how
like
he
that.
looked at you.
Don't look like that. Yeah, you're gonna be like, what?
Oh, he didn't like that too tough.
Whatever. But like elemental is kind of like opposite to the fair
Oh,
game thing. I think that's
yes. You know what? That we've had a lot of discussion over the topic without even knowing it. Yeah, we watch cartoons. We ain't complicated.
if
We simple.
if
Both
you
of us
ain't seen
simple.
elemental on Disney, you need to watch. Come on.
Let
You
us
going outside. Go. Nope. We
let
ain't finna
us
play. Go.
see. All right. So from the male perspective, it was said that different conversations. Somebody said they calling Peter on us. Got to be more careful. Our son is fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's being taken to the bathroom. You, you ain't got to call the pet people on us. Um, Different communication styles. Women and men often have different ways of expressing themselves and conveying their thoughts, which can be misunderstood and perceived as complicity. Like I was just saying, me and me and the Mister have been like not in sync with conversation. Usually, we are pretty good with communicating or being on the same page and understanding and knowing what we want out of what we got going on. Um, and for us to clash and bump heads, it's like it's a drag for us. Again, women communicate. I feel that women communicate more easily than men, and men do make communication a little bit more complicated by not communicating what they truly feel or misinterpreting what we feel when or what we say when we communicate, or saying that, "Oh, you always got something to say about whatever," but me communicating is my way of getting it out, my way of getting you to understand what's going on or where the miscommunication is or the misunderstanding is. And again, it don't have to be that complicated. If you don't understand something, don't be embarrassed to say, "I heard what you said, but I don't get it. Why? What's going on?" Or can we word that in a different way to break it down so I can understand what's being said? And women, vice versa, need to be saying, and it needs to be the same way. Somebody said emotional support is an idiot's best friend. Huh? Emotional support is an idiot's best friend. Hmm. I don't feel like emotional support would be anybody's best friend because everybody needs emotional support. Do I think it's because you're both emotional people? And yes, maybe because we are both emotional to some degree, we do possibly bump heads a little more than often. And we do both really express ourselves pretty well when needed to. And sometimes we even do it non-verbally without even knowing it, you know? So, oh, I guess he's happy now. He went to the bathroom and he's back in one piece. He went straight to his cage. Oh my Lord. Did he use it, Papa?
He had a long pee. He was too busy growling at somebody. Concentrate.
Your brother said he was gonna call Peter on you if you didn't take the dog out to go use the bathroom.
Whatever. He still gonna use the bathroom. But what you talking about, baby? Miss JJ said exactly. It's just that simple.
Oh, what I was explaining. No, it wasn't hiding vulnerability because we did that one earlier. It was different communication styles. Men and women often have different ways of expressing themselves and conveying their thoughts, which can be misunderstood and perceived as complexity. And that kind of just piggybacked off what I was saying before. That me and you right now were having like a little bit of misfiring on our communication because we weren't just really having the time to sit and communicate that out. And I'm thinking your brother was saying that that miscommunication may have been because we were both emotional people, and I agree that we're both emotional people, but I feel like we're still pretty good at communicating and breaking that conversation down. If I say something you don't understand me, normally you go back and you either repeat it, say it again, or say, okay, can you say it a different way so that I can better understand it, or you will say, okay, I perceive that as you said this, that, and the other, and we'll try our best to break it down so I can say, yes, that's how I feel, or yes, that's what I meant to say. And then we kind of move accordingly from there.
Yeah. But I can tell you why it was complicated.
What?
Not making it an excuse. Not still should have. We both still should have been able to sit down and kind of breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
But
we have not had much time to
that
come together and decompress.
situations that's been going on in the house. It's kind of like throwing a wrench
Yeah,
in everything, and so
but we've allowed that to make it
that's what
complicated.
now I'm just gonna get to. So that not saying okay, regardless of what's going on over here, it still shouldn't make what we have unravel.
I want us to be as simple can be, and
Yes.
that's cool. That's
Dr. Witness says taking the time to understand how the other person receives information is critical, no matter the type of relationship it is. I say again, this is something that a lot of men don't do. So that's why women are
what
complicated.
Dr. Whitney book at? You got it over there close by, or is it
It's
downstairs?
down still. Y'all need to get Dr. Whitney's book of communication because
The real reason men and women don't communicate.
she was
The
talking about
reason
the
reason communication is complicated, and it don't have to be.
it don't have to be complicated.
Men don't have to be complicated. Women
Men
don't
don't
have
have
to
to be
be
complicated.
complicated.
JJ says, "All right, now keep it together. My heart is broken." Behind Will and Jada. Yeah, don't even bring them in the conversation because right
I'm
now,
gonna say that's a
I said,
different animal.
somebody, yeah,
Oh
man,
no, we're definitely not breaking up. No, if we long way from that, it just we bumping heads in conversation, or it's a matter of he telling me something and I be like, oh, okay,
she
well I be
forgets stuff.
confused about.
She forgets stuff a lot, and it ain't just me just saying stuff. Just me knowing that she can be very forgetful. Again, I had to come back that they was talking, and I had to reel it in. Like, you forget stuff. You think you remember, but you forget stuff.
This is
She
why
she writes
I
stuff down.
have my calendar. I have to write it down. If I do not write it down, I will forget.
And she
But
has
I'll have a good memory if I have committed it to my memory.
a
I
short
can
term memory
remember
like
my
mine. Shot.
schedule,
We both got shot. Short term memory.
but if I get thrown off and something happens, okay. Or if something get added to it and I don't write it down, then it's not committed to
So
memory.
that's why I was saying that you had wrote down Deshaun's show, but you didn't write down the other, and you had said something to me about
I
putting it
don't
on the
have to turn
calendar.
a show written down.
I thought you did.
I do not.
Oh Lord, you remember that one though?
I do.
Yeah.
Because my mind said we ain't got no podcast until November.
Uh-huh.
And so I was thinking, okay, I'm free. I can kind of focus on schoolwork
Mhm.
without having to think about other stuff
Mhm.
or be prepared for conversation. I had to prepare for conversations like this, even though me and him just can randomly have them at random times. I have to pay attention and I had to have my stuff together because otherwise I'll be in here talking about chemistry homework and the assignments that I had earlier today, and y'all be looking at me like, what is she talking about?
They might want to hear that the way you think.
Oh my
So, from
god.
a man's perspective, social dynamics. Women tend to have more complex social networks and relationships, which can be overwhelming for men who may prefer simpler social interaction. So basically, a
Sorry,
man want to go and watch
not
football game.
sorry.
Just want to watch the
I'm
football game.
opposite.
Yeah,
Remember, again,
shithole.
I'm not I am a hermit when it comes to socializing.
You know, like I have to. You see, this is socializing that she don't like. Yeah,
This is this is this is it.
I'm pulling like teeth and nails and trying to trying to get her to.
Socially, I I like people, but I don't like
I don't
people.
like people either.
What does the comment say? I was trying to read it.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. Asserting how one feels about occurrences over evaluating the
Variables of
variable.
comparison proves that one complaining about emotions has a competency deficiency. Hmm. I think they were commenting on something we had said earlier. Yeah, that he was commenting on something we said a little bit ago.
Okay. You see, you need a new favorite couple. We got a new favorite couple. Oh, thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh, I think she was saying for Will and Jada she needs a new favorite couple.
Yeah, we new favorite couple.
Oh, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm making us a new favorite couple.
It
Forget
said
them.
artistic communication isn't the same as logical communication. Hmm.
Again, I say, and I just my opinion. I stand by my opinion of my statement about the simple ideal that men feel
I'm
that they.
smart, but let me
Are you finna look up
yeah,
artistic?
because I want to make sure I'm understanding because I'm a simple person. Let me break
Girl,
it
we are
down.
not splitting up. So y'all, we hey, stop putting them people on pedestals. Cause again, I'm not like she just. We didn't lie about. We have issues. People have issues. People go through stuff. And if you're going to see or people that don't show the downs and the ups are just only ups, it's kind of hard for me. I had to step back from a lot of that. I was liking couples and stuff. What that couple was the Asian lady and the white dude. I don't know his
Oh,
name.
Moon and Chicken Man.
Yeah, huh? His name Chicken.
Oh, that's what she called him, Chicken
Chicken
Man.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I thought the two were like never going to split. They ever married? They weren't married. They were. Wow. Now, see, that hurt me for a little bit. I thought they made great content. See, but again, I'm not in the business of making all that crazy content and then folks see you later or whatever. I want to build something, I want to build something with her. And I feel what's wrong with me showing me building something with her authentically. I think that's what we're running away from. All the Let me searching for words and words don't want to come out. Um, mm, mm, fake stuff. You know, folks be on Instagram and seeing
Well,
how folks
oh, this
make
ain't
it
fake.
big. You know,
That's for real, for real.
she
What
be
you
wanna
see
she be wanna beat me up
is what
as
you get.
much as I want to trip her. You know? Hey, I'm balling up here. Can't show the world I'm balling.
You bald anyway.
Balling.
Kid.
I'm balling. What
Bullying, communication.
what you found?
Um, logical communication means that we communicate. Application processes are not physically communicate application processes that are not physically connected to each other. Indeed, they may be different outside of the maybe.
Derek, why you throwing this hard stuff over here? I'll be on the same page with you sometime. Miss Jasmine says, I'm going to have to watch the replay. I love you both. Thanks, Jazzy.
oh, logical, simple answer is by making true statements and forming valid and sound arguments.
I told you. Man, that's why we consider it simple, because what I believe is right. And you better believe it. So just go sit down and listen to your
So
man
that's an
lead.
illogical way of thinking. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I'll just down bad.
Doctor says logic is not as objective as people think it is. The true definition of it is an expected outcome, giving a specific set of input factors. So when the input factor change, what becomes logical as an outcome also changes.
Mm.
And there goes to say that's not the definition of logical communication. Well, find a definition for me, sir, and put it on there for me so I can read it.
Oh, it might. The definition I read Google that Google told me that.
Yeah,
I
good.
just
Should
read
just
what
read what
Google
Google
said.
said.
So
So if you know what it is, or you think you know what it is, go ahead and
break
put
it
it out.
down
Yeah, break
for
it
us.
down
Yeah,
for us, there.
yeah, definitely.
What you got?
This says women on communication styles. Men and women have different communication styles. I think does this say the same thing the other one said?
See, kind of. I think that the AI kind of did the
They
kind of. Yeah. Hmm.
actively the same. Oh, okay.
So this.
Communication styles. Men and women have different communication styles, leading to misunderstandings and perceived complexities. And he needed to go to the bathroom for real. I mean,
Yeah,
he
it is.
is asleep, balls out. Okay.
Our dog look like a turkey when he laying on his back. He's like a light skinned turkey that ain't been cooked. You skip that one. That don't sound like the other one. All right.
Why do
What?
why do men have to communicate different from women? Why can't it just be simple? Why can't we just say the same thing and it mean the same thing no matter who's saying it?
Webster.
Who is Webster, a man or a woman?
At this point, it's a whole bunch of folks that send up here making stuff complicated. Just like why one word had to mean so many different things, or why several words. Well, a word that looked the same. Yeah, I said it right now. One word, one word meaning multiple things.
That's synonymous.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a word that's spelled one way but can be pronounced several different ways, making it meaning something
Now
else.
that's crazy.
Like read and read, same thing going. Shit, wrong example.
Huh, you want to go ahead and read that?
All right.
Yeah,
From a woman's
communication a little off right now.
mixed signals is for a woman expected about a man being complicated. Men may unintentionally send mixed signals to be less direct in expressing their intentions, leading to confusion and perceived complexity. I do believe that right there. Cause
Why you believe this?
cause y'all sit up here and y'all be like, hey, as women, let me say that. Stop saying y'all. Some women are like, hey, just tell me what you want to do. You know, even though sometimes if a man does come up here and say, I just want to be hit partner, you know, after hitting for so long, some women do catch feelings. Some men catch feelings.
That about like what we were watching, something we were watching, and she was like, "I think we need to, go our separate ways." And the first thing he asked was, "Oh, can I smash other people?"
Oh, the Abbott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I said,
He said it like he was ready to smash somebody else. Like we
"What?"
ain't even broke up completely. You talking about smashing somebody else? Yeah. Yeah. All right. There says the second read definition is correct. But the doctor. mm, mm,
That's unintentional AI live for the me.
oh, my bad.
Oh man. I don't.
That's a good
I
one.
was logically that made sense based on the deduction. I'm pretty sure that a man is behind that, putting them
You think so?
definitions in the AI generator, and
You
not
think so?
very many women.
You think so?
Oh
You don't think
no,
AI is a woman?
they'll take out for divorce is
Lord, hey
serious
Siri.
divorce is,
Yeah, but it's disguised as a man. But the
and
doctor
then
read the definition accurately, but the doctor clearly doesn't comprehend logic. Logic leads one to an answer that is true. Question.
just because it's logical don't mean it's always true or right.
I post something about some truth are lies
Yeah,
and
that's what I
some
was just
lies
saying.
are true.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
all
know
right.
what we believe to be true sometimes.
You just put the biggest game changer. Believe.
Yeah,
If you believe it, then it's true.
I
If
know.
you believe it,
Uh-huh.
just because you say it don't make it true.
Yeah.
If the sky is blue or I believe the sky is blue, which one is more logical?
Huh? I was reading. Say it again.
The sky is blue or I believe the sky is blue. Which one is more logical?
I believe.
That's logical.
Hmm.
You believe the sky is blue?
Because the sky really ain't blue.
You sure?
No, it's not.
But they told you it was blue. You don't believe it's blue?
It's not blue. It only turns blue because
What
of
color you see when you look at it?
black. Because of the sun that makes the sky blue.
You sure?
Hmm.
How you figure that?
Scientifically. Yeah. Look it up.
Okay, that's logical.
That's logical.
Okay. He
I'm
made
reading.
an logical explanation as to why the sky is blue.
Hmm.
You keep passing.
Oh crap. Oh,
First of all, you left the whole word out.
thank you, babe. Thank you. See, oh, yeah. See? Short answer. Gases and particles in the Earth's atmosphere scatter sunlight in all directions. Blue light is scattered more than other colors because it travels at shorter, smaller waves. Sky is not blue.
If somebody's colorblind, is the sky still blue?
What?
Ah, now we're back to our regular schedule program.
The reality is not blue.
The reality is not blue.
There your what'd you say, Doc? Whatever it is,
I
babe.
don't know. Simple. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't see that down there. That's too small. That's why I've been putting up on here.
EXEMP. Exemplify the error that I seek to address. Logic is not always true. What is logical is determined by circumstances, as different circumstances produce different outcomes. A flower, for example. Okay, yeah, you go ahead with that, Doc. Um, before we round this up, I came across a thing,
People make things complicated.
a audio where a dude was talking about Adam and Eve. And yes, I'm finna go there for a split second. Not like how you think, but somewhere. Um, the rivalry that was created due to the decisions of two people, not just one, because in the man's eye, And what the man tells everybody else is that it's Eve's fault that we in this BS. It's not true. It's both. And a lot of men tend to not take responsibility. They don't take accountability of that says action. And I want to hit you guys with this. The rivalry amongst the woman and man was established during the fall of man. But where in the Bible is it written that we can't be united yet again? I want you to think about that, right? As we sit up here, we just basically stated that we have not been communicating correctly, which has caused some type of
Not communicating correctly. We just haven't
not
communicated
communicating
effectively.
effectively,
Mhm.
and it's caused a couple of burdens or whatever, or, kind of bombastic side eyeing a little bit like that right there, But who says that that has to end a relationship because we're not communicating correctly? No, you just sit and you take the time out and you try to understand what's going on. Why, why is this situation is causing us to fall apart? You know, we don't want to end this. We don't want to allow this for us to go our separate ways because it's not that big in a sense, you know, as to cause a breakup, which a lot of people tend to sit and say, it's over with because I can't communicate with you. Are you trying? Right? The robbery that was created back then has showed its ugly face in TikTok and Instagram, on the streets, in the house, where men feel that I'm better than women. Women are now saying I'm better than men. We can't communicate. One is from another planet. That's the reason why we can't communicate. Why aren't we trying to sit down and figure out why we're not communicating other than just saying, I can't communicate with that man or I can't communicate with that woman, right? I want to change the narrative. As a man, I will be Adam in this relationship and push forth change and take the ownership of being a coward. And I'm going to say a coward because a lot of men out here are being cowards, not protecting my Eve, which is my needed wife. As men, we talk so much about what a real man should do and is a provider and a protector. Guess what? Adam was not that at the end of the day. Because when God came down and asked the question, hey, who did what? It was her. She did it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the best thing he could have done when the apple and all this stuff, bring the apple to him. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the Bible.
The knowledge.
Yeah, bring the apple, right? I didn't have to bite it. I could have sat it down and said, hey, well, sweetheart, unfortunately, we weren't supposed to do that. But we're gonna get through this. Then God comes down, hey, what happened? Me personally, I wasn't minding my wife like I should be. And unfortunately, she got deceived. You know what I'm saying? That's protecting. That's being with instead of I'm gonna bite it and then I'm gonna throw you up under the bus. And that's what we're doing still to this day. We're not taking accountability of I'm throwing women up under the bus.
Is that what's making it complicated at the
That's
end of
what's
the day?
making it complicated.
Okay.
You know? And I don't think we as men look at that. You know, um, how can we change this narrative? Start seeing our women as a true partner like they were supposed to be in the first place.
Like we are
When
currently.
we are. We are, yes. I definitely see you as my partner. We help make to each other. You know, not saying that this gets on my nerves. The
Oh, not the head off. Okay.
the money situation.
Mm.
Who got more money?
The more logical decision in our relationship is to allow me to handle the finances, and that just works for us.
You're better with money.
because we communicate that okay, this is what we need to do, this, that, and the other, or based on what we have seen from patterns,
Yeah.
who does what.
And not even that, with my current health situation, even if I was in a position to make more money than you,
Hmm.
I can't.
You could.
No, I
Could.
would have to definitely, I would have to find some way where I'm sitting on my
Hey, if
ass.
you became a millionaire, you could do
Well, I
whatever the
guess
heck
with
you
the,
wanted to.
I guess if I win the lottery, it's not hard work.
Oh my.
Scratching off. No, no, I can't be standing up for too many hours. My legs go to hurting, and I'm talking about health wise. I can't at the moment. I'm definitely trying to build myself up to that.
Not necessarily. You probably can get you a good if you find a good work from home job or a good company, and it got something that's legit that you feel like is making you some honest money and it's
Mm.
doing well enough and it takes off to where you can take care of well enough, regardless of your health, without it being a strain on your health. You should be able to trust yourself to do that to some degree. But the goal is not for you to be the sole breadwinner and have all the money and I make the decisions with the money. It's for us to do that together, to decide together.
It's not a rivalry. As that is the better point to get to. It's not a rivalry. I'm not trying to go out here and say, "Oh crap, I gotta,
One up you.
yeah, I gotta one up her 6 figures with 7 figures because I'm less than a man." No, again, I go right back to what I was stating. We are still embodying what we messed up at. If we believe in the Adam and Eve situation, which a lot of us don't, and I'm just speaking on that as just using it as an example, right? Not forcing it on nobody, but I think it's still a key point because a high percentage of people in the world they live off of that story.
Hmm.
And men, they pull from the Bible and talk about how men are supposed to rule over women, how men are supposed to lead, how men are supposed to be heads. And we've made it complicated only because we're not taking accountability. We dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? I should, if it's easy for me to say and point out your wrongs, why can't I do mine?
Hmm. That's a good way to
One problem men have is he gave up his self respect to obtain a wife. I don't know where you're going with it there, but now he's trying to get back. Nope. If she married a man no with no true self respect, he can never get it back. True partner. Amen. There lastly, I think me and Doc might be a great discussion panel. you you might be right. It might be a firecracker for you, bro. You might have to sit down and think about bringing y'all up on the sofa real talking and get a great conversation going on. But we're gonna go ahead and end this on a note of what are maybe something that you think that we can do as partners to because at this point I think calling each other complicated is an excuse not to tackle the underlying issue of
just
intimacy.
that what you said. Face the fact that we're making this complicated when it really doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
We're making an excuse for why we can't take the time to communicate our feelings to
I
each other.
don't want to take the time.
Right. We should definitely be um able to break down, self-reflect individually and together, because again, we're still two separate individuals in a relationship together, working together. Like
Right.
we have two separate minds, two separate, logics on things, and separate, you know, ways of living, and we have to still put that together to make that work, especially if this is going to be lucrative. Because I mean, I took on your last name, and so again, what I do is supposedly that they tell you it reflects you. But if I commit a crime and you ain't had nothing to do with it, and you got an alibi, guess who's going down for the crime? But you do have the option to take on that crime for me, but that's not the same thing. So again, just breaking down and communicating, understanding that okay, we just really need to get down to the nitty gritty, even if it hurts, even if I don't like what is being said or how it's being said. We just need to talk it out, work it out. I need to figure out a solution on how to make it what it is, regardless of what everybody else in the world thinks on the outside. Because at the end of the day, what matters is most is what happens off camera when nobody else is looking,
Right.
or when we are in our element on a day-to-day basis, doing what we do best. Are we being true to ourselves, and are we being true to our relationship at the end of the day? It don't have to be complicated. It's simple. Communicate. Talk about it, figure it out, work it out.
You know what?
By any means necessary.
You make that sound so sexy.
Oh my God. So yeah. Who's more complicated at the end of the day? Neither of us have to be. Men don't have to be complicated. Women don't have to be complicated. But people make things in each situation complicated when it really don't have to be what it is.
Yep.
And that's just that.
Yeah. So
we done gave y'all a whole hour and 6 minutes.
We totally appreciate the
thank y'all for hanging in with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for the communication, the banter, talking back and forth.
Yeah.
The difference of opinions and ideas. We appreciate it so much.
And if you have any topics that you would love for us to speak on, talk about, again, with me and her, a lot of the stuff, we look at the topics and kind of sprinkle it around what relationships, because that's what we want to tackle.
Or if you have a question about something and you want to know our perspective on it,
yeah,
or need help with a problem, hey, we're here. We'll try and do some research. Or we may not know the answer, but we know somebody who may be able to help you with whatever it is you're going through.
Mm-hmm. We got a lot of folks
who said, "Oh, this is easy." What now? Yeah, because we don't have to real basically too far to anything. Oh. All right. Great show. Thank you. Thank you. I love the AI aspect. The AI aspect of adding the questions in. Yeah, we're probably gonna do more of that. And I got some other cool gadgets and things we're gonna do. We're gonna implement some games and stuff in here and do some more fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this a lit live.
Well, for the people on TikTok, we appreciate you guys.
Y'all. Thank you.
All right, that's TikTok and Sayonara.
You're gonna do the outro.
Facebook and YouTube.